At the height of the Super Bowl halftime show, Taylor Swift, known for her record-breaking music career and vocal political stances, delivers a performance that subtly but unmistakably includes messages aimed at Donald Trump. The stadium, packed with fans from all political spectrums, roars as Swift's visuals and lyrics reference themes of unity, democracy, and opposition to divisive rhetoric. As cameras cut to the VIP section, Trump is seen reacting with an amused yet skeptical expression, his presence at the event already a talking point due to recent political tensions. Then, the real shocker unfolds. Trump is handed a microphone for an unexpected, unfiltered live response. His trademark showmanship takes over as he grins, adjusts his tie, and addresses the crowd with a bombshell opening line that instantly grabs the nation's attention. He begins with humor, playfully mocking Swift's political influence while weaving in his signature jabs, turning the moment into a viral spectacle. His remarks mix sarcasm with blunt criticism, questioning whether pop stars should dictate national policies and quipping about Swift's endorsements failing to swing elections. The crowd erupts into a mix of laughter, cheers, and boos, amplifying the moment's unpredictability. Swift's reaction is caught on camera, initially unfazed, then gradually shifting to visible frustration as Trump's rhetoric grows sharper. He ridicules the music industry's obsession with political correctness, calling out celebrity activism as performative and self-serving. He doubles down, comparing Swift's influence to past entertainers who thought they controlled public opinion but failed to sway the electorate. Meanwhile, social media explodes with reactions, some praising Trump's quick wit and others condemning his remarks as unnecessary and crude. Networks scramble to interpret the moment, debating whether Trump's comments were a spontaneous reaction or a calculated move to dominate headlines. Within minutes, the Super Bowl becomes less about football and more about a cultural and political showdown between two of America's most influential figures. Swift, known for her ability to clap back, appears ready to respond, but the broadcast team hesitates. Should they give her the floor or cut to commercial? The tension thickens as Trump, never one to back down, delivers a final punchline that leaves the audience in stunned disbelief. The energy in the stadium shifts, with some fans booing, others laughing, and millions at home glued to their screens. It's clear, this moment will go down in Super Bowl history, not for the game, but for the spectacle unfolding between the ex-president and the pop icon. As the stadium buzzes with anticipation, Taylor Swift, never one to back down from a challenge, takes a deep breath and leans into the microphone. The broadcast team, realizing they have television gold, decides to keep the cameras rolling, ensuring that every word and reaction is captured live. Swift, her face a mixture of defiance and amusement, begins her rebuttal with a sharp yet composed remark, turning Trump's own words against him. She starts by mocking his obsession with her influence, suggesting that if she didn't matter, he wouldn't be so pressed about her political views. The crowd erupts into a mix of laughter and cheers, with Swift supporters roaring in approval while Trump's loyalists begin jeering. Swift, unfazed, continues, taking a more serious tone as she calls out the hypocrisy of powerful men attempting to silence women who speak their minds. She reminds the audience that her fans, millions strong, are not just music lovers but engaged citizens who make their own choices. Trump smirks, clearly entertained, but as Swift presses on, his expression shifts slightly. She brings up key moments in history where entertainers played a crucial role in social change, name-dropping past presidents who admired artists rather than ridiculing them. The stadium's energy intensifies as Swift delivers her strongest punchline yet, a cleverly worded jab about Trump's legal troubles and how history will remember them both. The crowd's reaction is deafening. Some cheer wildly, while others boo just as loudly. Trump, sensing an opportunity, gestures for the microphone, signaling that he's ready for round two. The broadcast team, caught between chaos and television magic, hesitates before allowing him to respond. Social media is already ablaze, with hashtags like #TrumpVSSwift, #SuperBowlShowdown, and #TaylorClapsBack trending worldwide. Meanwhile, sports commentators, who expected to discuss touchdowns and game strategy, are now trying to analyze a full-blown cultural battle unfolding before their eyes. Celebrities begin weighing in, with some praising Swift's courage and others defending Trump's right to call out celebrity activism. In the stadium, Swift stands her ground, arms crossed, waiting for Trump's next move. The former president, always one to seize the spotlight, raises an eyebrow and chuckles before delivering a line that sends the crowd into an even bigger frenzy. His next words will determine whether this moment escalates into an all-out war of words or takes an unexpectedly comedic turn. Trump, never one to let a challenge go unanswered, smirks as he takes back the microphone, pausing just long enough to let the tension build. He starts with a classic Trump-style quip, sarcastically thanking Swift for her brilliant political insights, before joking that he had no idea halftime shows now doubled as campaign rallies. The audience explodes, some roaring with laughter, others booing even louder than before. Swift, standing tall, simply raises an eyebrow, waiting to see where he takes it. Trump, sensing the energy, launches into a full-scale verbal counterattack, mocking Swift's history of endorsing Democratic candidates and joking that she should stick to breakup songs instead of political endorsements that break up America. He reminds the audience that despite Swift's support, his opponents have struggled to beat him, implying that her influence isn't as powerful as she believes. The camera cuts to Swift's face. Her confident smirk remains, but there's a flash of irritation. Trump, feeding off the moment, goes further, bringing up Swift's past feuds with celebrities and music executives, comparing them to his own battles with the media and political elites. "Taylor, you know what it's like to be treated unfairly," he says mockingly. "Except in my case, I actually win." The stadium erupts again. Some fans chant, "USA! USA!" while others yell, "Swift! Swift!" The divide in the crowd is as sharp as the political climate itself. Trump capitalizes on this, turning to the camera and addressing the nation directly, warning about the dangers of celebrity activism and how Hollywood and the music industry try to manipulate public opinion. First, they tell you what songs to like. Now, they want to tell you what president to vote for. Give me a break. The internet is in a meltdown. TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram are flooded with clips of the exchange, memes being created in real time. Some users declare this the greatest Super Bowl moment ever, while others call it an embarrassment to the event. Major news networks scramble to spin the moment in different directions. Conservative outlets praise Trump's quick wit, while liberal commentators hail Swift's poise under pressure. Meanwhile, inside the stadium, the atmosphere is electric. Swift, though visibly annoyed, is calculating her next move. The cameras catch her whispering to her team, possibly debating whether to escalate the exchange or let it rest. But Trump, never one to back down, isn't done yet. He delivers one last gut punch of a line, a personal jab wrapped in humor, that sends shockwaves through the audience. Swift's face changes, her confident demeanor flickers just slightly. The night is no longer about football. It's about this cultural collision, a moment that will be dissected for years to come. As the stadium buzzes with the fallout from Trump's last remark, Taylor Swift takes a deep breath, steadying herself before stepping forward. The cameras zoom in. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. Without hesitation, she leans into the microphone and delivers a scorching one-liner that instantly flips the energy in the stadium. "It's funny," she says, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "I don't remember losing the popular vote. Twice." The crowd erupts, cheers, laughter, and gasps blending into a deafening roar. Trump's expression shifts just slightly, the smirk faltering for a brief moment before he quickly regains composure. Swift, sensing her advantage, presses forward, turning Trump's own tactics against him. She calls out his obsession with her influence, pointing out that for someone who claims she doesn't matter, he sure spends a lot of time talking about her. She throws in a playful but pointed jab about how even his supporters listen to her music in secret, setting off another wave of cheers. Trump, arms crossed, watches her with an amused expression, but Swift isn't done. She pivots from humor to substance, challenging the idea that artists should stay in their lane. She reminds the crowd that entertainers have always been part of shaping culture and politics, from Elvis to Muhammad Ali. She asks the audience a simple but cutting question. "If you don't want me to talk about politics, then why is he?" The stadium roars again. Trump, unable to resist, gestures for the mic, but Swift holds up a hand, silencing him. "You had your turn," she quips, flipping the power dynamic. The moment is electric. Never before has Trump been so publicly checked in real time, on live television, with millions watching. The internet explodes. Social media is flooded with reaction videos, memes, and live commentary. Hashtag Swift versus Trump, hashtag mic drop moment, and hashtag Super Bowl clash trend worldwide. News outlets scramble to analyze the moment, some praising Swift for standing her ground, others claiming she was disrespectful. Conservative pundits accuse her of trying to humiliate Trump, while liberal commentators celebrate her as a fearless voice for young voters. Celebrities, politicians, and influencers all weigh in, fueling the fire. Meanwhile, in the stadium, Trump, never one to let himself be outshined, signals that he has one more thing to say. The crowd hushes, the tension so thick it's almost suffocating. Is he about to go nuclear? Will he turn the tables again? Swift stands her ground, arms crossed, ready for whatever comes next. Then, Trump does something no one expects. He grins, chuckles, and delivers a response that sends the night into absolute chaos. As the crowd waits in stunned anticipation, Trump takes a deep breath, leans into the microphone, and, against all expectations, laughs. Not a mocking chuckle, not a sarcastic smirk, but a full, genuine laugh. The stadium falls silent for a split second, the audience unsure of what's coming next. Then, in an unexpected move, Trump claps his hands together and says, "All right, I'll admit it, that was a pretty good one." The reaction is immediate. Gasps, cheers, and disbelief ripple through the crowd. Swift herself looks momentarily caught off guard, her arms still crossed, but her expression softening just slightly. Trump, always the showman, seizes the moment. "Look, folks, I know she's a superstar. She's got the hits, the fans, the global empire. I just think she should leave the politics to me, the guy who actually ran the country." The crowd roars with a mix of laughter and boos, the tension shifting into something more unpredictable. Instead of escalating, Trump pivots. He starts joking about how every time Swift releases an album, the Democrats get excited, thinking she'll single-handedly win them the election. "I mean, how many times can you re-record the same album and call it a revolution?" he quips, prompting laughter from his supporters. But then he drops a bombshell. He turns to Swift directly and asks, "Tell me, Taylor, do you really believe Joe Biden is doing a good job? Be honest." The stadium erupts once again, but this time, Swift hesitates for the first time. The cameras zoom in as she processes the question. It's a trap. If she says yes, Trump will mock her for supporting an unpopular president. If she hesitates too long, it'll seem like she's unsure. Social media instantly catches on, with live tweets and reactions dissecting the moment. Swift, ever the strategist, sidesteps. "I think anyone's better than you," she says with a smirk, dodging the question while keeping the heat on Trump. The audience explodes again, but Trump, instead of firing back aggressively, just shakes his head and grins. "Spoken like a true politician," he teases, flipping the narrative on her. The unexpected twist has the entire country talking. Was this whole feud real, or was it just two cultural icons putting on a show? Pundits begin analyzing the shift, with some claiming Trump diffused the moment with humor and others arguing that Swift still came out on top. The stadium atmosphere, once heated and combative, has turned into something almost playful, yet no less intense. Then, Trump takes things a step further. He looks out at the crowd, then back at Swift. "Since we're already making history, let's settle this right now. How about a Trump-Swift debate? Live, anytime, anywhere." The crowd gasps. Even Swift seems momentarily taken aback. Was he serious? The challenge is out there now, and the world is waiting for her response. Would she take the bait or let the moment pass? Either way, this was no longer just a Super Bowl halftime show. It had become the most talked-about live television event in modern history. The stadium is in a frenzy, the crowd split between stunned silence and deafening cheers. Taylor Swift, caught off guard by Trump's unexpected debate challenge, narrows her eyes, assessing the situation. The cameras zoom in, capturing every flicker of emotion across her face. Millions are watching, waiting for her response. Finally, she leans into the microphone and, with a smirk, fires back, "I don't debate people who lost both the popular vote and their last election." The crowd explodes again. Cheers, boos, laughter, all blending into pure chaos. Trump, instead of reacting with his usual fire, simply places a hand over his heart and dramatically staggers backward as if hit by a fatal blow. Theatric, exaggerated, classic Trump. The audience eats it up. Then, in the most bizarre turn of the night, Trump steps forward with a grin and raises his hands. All right, I admit it," he says. "She's quick. She's sharp. She's got the comebacks. And she can definitely sell out a stadium faster than Joe Biden." The mix of humor and backhanded compliments confuses even the most die-hard supporters on both sides. But then, in a move no one saw coming, Trump looks at Swift, then at the roaring crowd, and says, "Since we're already making headlines, let's make one more. Taylor, how about I make you an offer?" Trump-Swift, 2028. The stadium erupts. Screams, gasps, laughter. No one can tell if he's joking or serious. Swift, blinking in shock, takes a full step back. "Oh, absolutely not," she blurts out, shaking her head as the audience loses its mind. Trump, reveling in the moment, shrugs and says, "I mean, you want to change America, right? Why not do it from the White House?" The suggestion sends the internet into absolute overdrive. Within seconds, #TrumpSwift2028 is trending worldwide, with reactions ranging from sheer horror to amused disbelief. Some conservatives see it as a masterstroke, Trump reaching across the cultural divide. Liberals are split between laughing it off and panicking over what just happened. Political analysts on live TV are speechless, scrambling to process what they just witnessed. Swift, regaining her composure, laughs and shakes her head. "I'd rather collab with Kanye again," she jokes, instantly igniting another firestorm online. Trump, unable to resist, raises a hand. "Careful, Taylor, that guy might actually take you up on that." Another eruption from the crowd. The two lock eyes for a brief moment, both realizing they've just pulled off the most talked-about cultural clash in years. The game is long forgotten. The next morning, every major news outlet is running the headline. Super Bowl showdown. Trump and Swift dominate America's biggest stage. Social media is flooded with analysis, memes, and endless speculation about what this means for both of their futures. Late-night hosts have a field day. Some fans claim Swift destroyed Trump, while others insist Trump's humor and unpredictability gave him the upper hand. Meanwhile, both figures gain something invaluable: complete dominance over the news cycle. In the days that follow, Swift returns to her era's tour with record-breaking ticket sales, while Trump's campaign sees a massive fundraising boost. Both sides claim victory, but one thing is clear. No one will ever forget the night Donald Trump and Taylor Swift turned the Super Bowl into the most unexpected, hilarious, and politically charged showdown in history. The end.